flat surfaces. Stream died? Well, not on my end. Uh, oh, it's back. Okay. Yay, thank you, Twitch, for being twitchy yet again today, just like you were yesterday. So, yeah, the arm pieces are gonna be kind of like the leg pieces instead of the ones that I have, at least the bottom part. And these leg parts are gonna get more curved like that, so this is not a flat surface, and we'll add some funky details on the backside, of course. And the backside is probably gonna get stuck with the hook and loop thingies. The bottom part of the arm otherwise is this one, which in other cases I kind of like, but I also don't like it now because it doesn't fit with the style anymore. I mean, we could just build stuff on this and maybe do that. I don't know. But I'm not doing the arms and hands right now because I want to sort of work that in together. But yeah, I'm thinking this type of light instead of the eyes. I don't know. What do you people think? Oh, yawn. Sorry. Do we have any? Because otherwise we're gonna go for like the original plan is something like that. It's like a couple of, you can see a couple of lines. You think it's time for popcorn? Be right back. Okay, that's what you think? Yeah, be careful under the workbench. There might be some gremlins down there. You never know. I ate just before I started, but I'm still feeling peckish. I'm gonna open up some energy drinks, getting some energy. Oh, you are the gremlin under the workbench. Everything makes sense now. Everything makes sense. Okay, I just want these pieces to dry now so we can. Okay, so these pieces are dry. And this is the big one is not quite dry yet. Right. So the plan is for these. Let's for those to go here. So they're gonna like be going down on the side of the body underneath there. And we are currently contemplating how they are to be attached, if they're going to be a permanent attachment, like just glued in here. Because if we put some hook and loop or Velcro, whatever, in here, it's going to build height. Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Stream Elements. And thank you for that, Twitch, for twitching around and cutting my stream in half again. Why do you always do this, Twitch? Why do you always do this? You are evil, Twitch. But then is the question, of course, can these be put here and can I get this on without these breaking? And I'm slightly skeptical. You know what? We're gonna put this on. Right. Yeah. Let's. So these then they go here, and they're kind of not. Oh, you know what? If I look in, if I turn my back to you again, well, actually, I can do it on the other side, I guess. We could possibly hook and loop them on the inside like that, and then the hook and loops won't show. Yeah, because then we get this nice little edge here as well. Yeah, so not hook and loop on the bottom edge, but on the inside. Yeah, that means they go up a little bit further up than I was expecting. But yeah, let's see if the big one is dry, because it's kind of important for fitting these in. Yeah, because that piece goes in here, and then this one is gonna get glued down because wiped up because there's still apparently toothpaste on there for some reason. Oh yes. And then we'll weather this and we'll get some of that orange paint out of a spray can into a cap and brush it on the other side and on the other underside, not other side. And then we get some really nice like fancy little gaps and stuff there. Okay, so hook and loop. So on top of those, make some adjustments. It's gonna look really nice. That looks really good. Yeah, we're doing that. So we're sanding down the top here, and then we're gonna put some hook and loop there, and we're gonna put some on the inside of the chest pieces here. All right. So hook and loop it is, but not as I thought I would do it. And then we'll glue this in place, and yeah, let's get some more orange paint. But first, let's get this thing off me. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna plug in the hot glue gun, and then I'm gonna go and get some of that orange paint into a cup so we can. No, we'll wait with that actually. Yeah, let's wait with that. Let's just adjust our clothing first because they went all wonky. All right, so this doesn't need any, and then we'll weather these pieces, of course. But first, one down. And the reason why I'm doing this because I don't want to glue anything to paint. Because as you can see, paint can come off fairly easy. I also have to remember not to put the chest piece on its back because as I pointed out, there's a white spot on it now where the metal paint has and the primer has been shaved off. So that's them. And then we need to make some adjustment to this because you can see on the inside there's a bit here just to because it's so there's a seam here and I wanted it to be very stable, so I did that. And I have to be careful with this little ball, as I said, so we don't get any more marks like that. Good morning, Bone Shooter. How are you? Welcome in. So we're basically gonna sand down a bit of this. And I'm also questioning my sanity a bit. Why would I sand that when I can just cut that out? Good morning indeed. Well, it's not morning here, of course, but good morning to you. Have you had your coffee yet, sir? Oh, I hope you have. I hope you're having a good morning. Well, you said good morning, so I'm gonna just make a. I'm just gonna, in my mind, say that you are having a wonderful morning. Did you get to sleep tonight, Bone Shooter, or did they call you into service once more? Did you actually, were you allowed by the overlords of work to actually sleep? Because that would be wonderful. Oh, late night pages, but no, but after that, so did you get to sleep like consecutively at all, or was it just like waking up all the time, or just woken up having your first coffee? That's a pretty nice. That can be a pretty nice time of the day. No pages after 8 p.m. Well, nice. That's all I can say. That's really nice. Finally letting you sleep a bit. I guess sleep deprivation is. Otherwise, you're gonna end up like at your job, not working, if you know what I mean. So I guess they figured that out. Nobody broke anything. Woohoo! People finally not crashing the computers all the time. Let's just stop talking about it so we don't jinx it. So is our latest LED idea. Oh, there you are. You can see yourself. Say hello. Uh, Now we're gonna put some lead lines like this into the mask instead of lighting up the eyes. Is the general idea right now. General idea right now. And then we're gonna hook and loop these stuff, and this is gonna get glued in place. I want something to put under there so I can. Ah, it's been scratched already. Let's just do that. Popcorn is love. Popcorn is life. Well, I don't mind popcorn. I don't know if I think popcorn is life, but that might be circumstantial as well, I guess. At some points, it really is. I haven't really thought about it too much. There we go. We'll leave that to dry. I will go and get myself a cup of some cool kind or less cool kind, whatever. And I'm gonna go and get some spray paint from so we can brush it on, so we don't have to mask the whole thing when we're spraying on some new orange, because that sounds annoying. Let's not do that. Well, actually, should we paint everything black first, maybe? Whoa, looks like a Ridley Scott movie in here with all the gooping around, running over the edge here. Stop it, stop it. You should be in there, glue. Stop it. Well, at least it's not dripping on anything like that is painted or stuff. So that's that, I suppose. Just don't want the inside to look like it's from Alien. Okay. Now we'll have to make sure that you're correctly installed. No more drippy goopy. And let's do some black on these edges. And then we can go and get some urine, I guess. We're not gonna, but we could because it says so on the cups. Nice what happens when one of your suppliers work with medical equipment, I guess. You get some mugs that are named urine. Urine, yeah. No, but when one of your suppliers or main supplier of random knickknacks is working in healthcare as well, I seem to be collecting those type of people around me for some reason. I don't know if I should be worried about the fates, thinking that I should have those people around or not. Yeah, so you get. So I have a nice supply of randomly weird discontinued or out past what we call past last usage date and stuff like that that will get sent to destruction otherwise, but then some of it ends up in the hands of the pixel. I'm a peon? Really? I'm a peon now? I thought I was like the king. I'm the new king under the mountain, by the way. I have been granted this title by I don't know who, I don't remember who said it. Somebody on the cosplay competition Discord. We were talking about well, we ended up talking about I wanted to find the country that was made of pure chocolate, and then I was invited to Switzerland. This is the short version of that long, interesting discussion. And I said, but they have mountains and stuff. They don't just have chocolates. And somebody said, but yeah, the chocolate comes from the secret chocolate mines. Don't tell me. Don't tell anybody. So, and then I said, I've been working in tourism in an old mine for 15 years, so I'm comfortable underground. So if I get there and start mining chocolate, there's a chance that I'm never gonna see the light of day again. And then somebody proclaimed me the new king under the mountain. So I'm also a king, not only a peon. I guess we have answered the question if you can be both. What do you mean she at least she got the joke? What joke didn't I get? I'm responding to all your urine jokes. You're just pissed off because I made a story of my own. European, okay, European. It's a bit too far out for me. I do understand why somebody else that liked it. I think peon is much funnier than European, even though, I mean, I'll give you half a point for it. Half a point, that's the best I can do. Yeah, they needed some weird dude to experiment on, so they just randomly took somebody. He was 987 something. That's the real reason behind the name, actually. Every other story that I've told about it is just a lie. I just realized when I starting to talk about being pissed off, I could have just went on with like you don't give a shit at least or something like that, you know. But I guess we're past the toilet bowl by now. All right, that all need to get oranged up and dirtied down and stuff. Yeah, but you know, if I'm the king, I need subjects, right? That's just how it is. I've gotten really weird titles from people. Somebody called me Dr. Mike at one time. Once upon a time. Okay, it's time to take my pea cups and go and get some orangey stuff. Doopy 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 doo doo. Doopy doo doopy doo doo. Doopy doo doopy doo doo. Boopy doop. Doopy doo doopy doo doo. He gets better than the peak. Yeah, it's already. We have already figured out that it's one of those days. I think. Okay, so that's a bit. Oh yeah, I don't want to use this brush. Maybe you want to use a badder brush, so we don't ruin a brush that I kind of like. Oh, we have a badder brush here already. Teacup. Yes. Yeah, we could like go through the whole storage and we can like play. Do you know what this is? Of course, you can't play Bone Shooter because you probably know what most of the stuff is. Because then you know, hospitality stuff. Oh, we need some black paint on the backside here as well. Boom, 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 boom. Pixel, why is the fan still on? It's not cold here. You only used it to dry stuff. Save bloody electricity, dude. What are you doing? I mean, I could put this down there and get this black paint to dry quicker. Okay, because you can still stand sort of on this, right? Yeah. And then we need the tiny little one that is you, because we are gonna weathering the things and the stuff. We can actually weather the side parts. We can do those instead of just waiting. Instead of just waiting, we could do that. I am looking for something. I'm looking for one of my sort of weathering brushes. Oh, these brushes are pretty buggered. I need to clean them out. I guess we're using one of the bigger brushes then. Because these bristles are really hard. I mean, there's bendy and soft, but they're pretty thick, and these brushes are really, really crappy. Whoa, come on, light. Here we go. 6 degrees frost warning? Wow. Spring just like, nope, I ain't gonna come and visit you now. I live over here now. We're having I don't know the temperature outside, but it's very nice and sunny. Let's dig into the raw umber. Talking about hospital supplies. Tongue depressors for the win. I kind of wanted to go with like a Chile, either food or country joke with that, but I know that might be a bit too much right now. So as normal, per normal, we're doing the dirting up the edges of things here first. And then we can start to sort of dry brush over the whole thing. There's a bit of a fold in the paint there because I bent this a bit too much, I think. At some point. Whoa. Well, lucky acrylics are easy to, before they're dry, they're very, very, very easy to remove. Kind of want a lot of dirt here because this is like right under the edge of the side. I don't want it to be too bright. Because of course in character, in world, so to speak, these are not detachable armor plates that are on the side. These are like a part of the whole thing. The difference it makes. Oh, well, let's move the camera over so you can actually see. Just knocks off so much of the shininess when you start to dry brush it like this. This was rather annoying to do with the big brush, to be honest. I liked the smaller ones. But the smaller one that I want to use now, I have sort of messed up a bit, I think. But I also think we can do something about that. If I can just remember, here we go, where I put my. Well, it's Easter, you know. We'll take out we'll bring out the strong stuff, okay? Is that okay? Yeah. Because this stuff usually dissolves paints like magic. I mean, I use it to clean uh, paint of models, so should be doing pretty well here. Because what's happened is that I left the brush so there was paint in it for some reason, and it dried, of course. So we're trying to dissolve it with some really strong alcohol. And we're trying to not keep this straight under our nose because we don't want to sniff too much of this stuff. Yeah, it really makes the water, the paint, you can see all the particles of dried paints in the isopropanol. Big chunk of paint here that doesn't seem to want to, because it should only be paint. Well, let that soak for a bit then. Let's move those away so we don't. Kind of want to see what happens if I try to remove some paint on that, but let's not do that right now. Okay, so this part doesn't really want to become clean, but that's okay. We don't need to use the whole brush. I'm just gonna go and rinse this out with some water so we don't have any alcohol left in it when we try to use it to paint with. And then we'll try to dry it off as much as possible so we don't have much water in it because we're going to try and dry brush with it. And then my plan is to just trim, because I have this big chunk. I don't, super cheap brushes, so I don't really care too much. So we are just cutting it off, just like that. Ta-da! And now we have a semi-functioning brush. And then we had some paper around here somewhere. Okay. So we can wipe up off most of the paint. Ah, there we go. Much easier to handle. Let's not forget to dirty down the top edge a lot. And let's not forget the undersides and the edges here because that will show quite a lot otherwise. Go. Still here. I like this, like, don't forget about me. Nah, it's nice to have you here. So what's your plan for the day then? What's everybody up to? Is anybody doing any Eastery stuff? Are you celebratory people? Do we have Easter fanatics in the chat? Or just chilling? Some light Eastering maybe? And then, oh my lord. Okay, urine cups are not made for strong paints. I have a nice splotch of orange paint on my cutting mat right now that probably has some nice plastic particles in it. Well, the more you know. I should have figured that one out, but yeah, now we know. We have science this, that was on purpose. I just wanted to show everybody what happens if you put some strong solvents into a container. Yeah, I don't know, but the spray paints have a lot of solvents in them, so I'm guessing they eat through the plastic. Well, I'm never gonna forget about this incident, I can tell you that, because that solvent, it literally ate away the markings. There's a round circle. I mean, there's not a hole or anything, but there is a round circle on my cutting board where the solvent from the spray paint removed the lines on it. That's hilarious. Well, that is a lesson learned, right? I don't know if they're biodegradable, but I know that I'm going to take the one that has isopropyl. I mean, isopropanol is just alcohol, so it shouldn't eat through plastic, but if they are biodegradable, we are not having a can of alcohol standing around in one of them. But it didn't seem to affect it, so I'm guessing it's just other types of solvents like acetones and things like that, or thinners, which are quite strong. That was fun. I was looking over here and I was like, why is there like an orange ring around my mug? It's lucky I didn't have like this much paint in the mug, just a little tiny bit at the bottom, because that could have gone squish over everything. Oh yeah, we need to dirty down these as well. Knock off some of that super shiny metallic shine. We should do that on the things on the back there as well, but we need to do something about that stupid white spot that we keep getting there. So we're gonna probably have to put some lacquer or some kind of coating on that. Because this is hard plastic, so I understand paint. I have sanded it a bit, but maybe I should have sanded it a bit more then. We won't do anything about that until we're done with this part anyway, because we're putting it down on that exact spot. So right now it can just stay white. Maybe we'll put a band-aid on it. Well, the thing is now I was supposed to paint on the orange paint down here, But now I don't, well, I have a goop of it there. I'll see if we have something that will hold the paint for longer or something that's a bit thicker maybe, and a bit shinier. Let's go and get some new orange spray paint and we're gonna paint it right away so it won't hopefully have a chance. Hopefully it won't mess up and we're not gonna leave the newly fixed brush stand. Let's put it in water at least so the paint doesn't dry in the bristles. I mean, this is not going to look the same, but we're going to weather and stuff here anyway. So it's going to be, I just want the same sort of base for the orange. And I could just mask everything off and spray it, but it's going to take forever for such a small task of getting some, not a lot, some paint on the underside here. Just if there's any odd camera angles that you want to take pictures in, I don't want it to show any weird spots which aren't like in the same ish color. And this is basically just because I missed spray painting properly under here when I was doing the orange. So this shouldn't have to be done. It should have been included, so to speak, into the paint job from the start. But hey, that's like the only thing we're one of the few things that we are actually going to miss. I'm okay with that. I am fine with doing some brushing on paint. Oh, diesel. Now it's a very darky orange here because the solvent in the spray paint is in parts where I put on too much and spread paint around. It sort of dissolves a bit of the acrylic paint, or maybe there is some acrylic paint that hasn't really dried completely before I started painting on it, I guess. But yeah, it's turning into like this brown orangely sludge, which is basically the color we get anyway, because the transparency of the paint. So it's not super opaque. Here we go. Alright, let's clean out this brush so we don't ruin another brush. Because that's just boring and sad and all those things. Okay. Time to get on with a smaller brush and do some of those streaks and stuff. Not too many because they're kind of small parts, but I I don't have any water here either. Uh, I need to go and get myself a bowl of water then. Yeah, but I want some streaking and some color variations in some places, like with all the other stuff. So it kind of matches up. It's a lot of paint. Oh, well, it depends on how much it leans, I guess. Yeah, because your plate is just adjusted to like the machine, not its surrounding. Maybe you need to weigh in the like balance in the machine and put something under like a couple of corners to even it out. But yeah, that could definitely affect it. But do they all like you don't get any successful prints at all? I mean, it's gonna have to lean quite a lot for it to have a really have any big effect, I think. But that might be parts part of the issue. It's always good to have your machines level. Because if everything is like tilted like this, it just prints like this. Basically, if we're over exaggerating it a bit. So unless it's like a lot, the plastic, I mean, it could, I guess, affect the extrusion, I suppose. So there's a crack there. So we're instead of trying to hide that, we are going to just accentuate that with some colors because if there is a crack there in the armor, oh, something happened. What? D-Ray tossing out subscriptions to people again. Thank you very much, D-Ray. And welcome, Mitch, to the bunch of people that are subscribed. A bunch of them to anonymous donor and a bunch of them to D-Ray. Thank you, D-Ray. Thank you, thank you. You know what? I kind of like how some of these edges turned out because we had to be kind of brutal in our removal of the toothpaste. So maybe scratching things up a bit is the new standard. Look at that line. 7 gift subs in total. You are a very, very kind and crazy person. Thank you. Now I really have to Now I really have to remake that sub icon. Because now I'm gonna be reminded of when people talk in chat more and more. And it's in the dark old green, like the old green theme of the overlay and loading screens and everything. All right. Have a safe trip. Yay for vaccinations. Yay that it's just the first shot, because I hear the second shot is the knockout one. Not everybody, just a few people. I have no idea when I'm gonna be able to get that. So just darkening up, because this is the edge that's gonna be sort of showing through on the sides here. And then once this is all completely dried, we shall, once this is completely dry, we shall put on the hook and loop and we will see what happens and how they sit. If we need to adjust something or not. Oh, thank you for following D-Ray, Bone Shooter. That is very nice of you. Here we go. I love this bit. I just love this bit because that's the bit that fell on the floor. So it's like uh, got little bubbles in it, or like from dust and stuff from the floor. So it really makes for maybe some weathering powders and stuff before paint is a cool idea as well. Getting some really cool textures that way. Okay, the underside there is clear. I just wanna do some extra smudging in here then. And on the metal parts, of course. And some streaks. A lot of dirt up under this edge here. Oh yeah, we're gonna go out into the factory tomorrow. Look for good shooting locations and see if we need to go out there. Uh, I also have some ideas of building a backdrop to take pictures of this thing against, because I think that will help out a bit on how things look. But yeah, we're getting some cracking in the paint, which is not uh, surprising when you take this on and off, because it's soft and the paint isn't necessarily as ideal for soft materials. You should use like flexible paints for that, but we're on a budget here. And that budget's name is absolutely nothing. That's basically the budget. That's why I have the funding bits there, getting some more tools and maybe some more materials. And that's like set for the rest of the year. So We'll see if we'll get some funding. I kind of want to have a get a scroll saw, and I kind of want to get a wood lathe, and pay some bills maybe. But for a tool funding project, because I think that's gonna be. I have some ideas. Basically, let's call it that. Okie dokie. Hook and the loops. I have a unopened one of these as well somewhere. And I should have the rest of that somewhere. Pow, pow. Of course, we're not going to use. We can actually get away. I think we can get away with this, people. I think we can get away with this. And then, of course, we can split this one in half because it's just a small line that we need this for. It's 4 o'clock already. It's almost 4 o'clock. It's almost tea o'clock. It's good because I'm a little bit peckish. Oh, yeah. Paint set goals would also be a thing. I mean, I'm just saying tools because it kind of depends a little bit on what I want or need, I suppose. But now I'm thinking like if once that meter gets filled, I'll use most of that money for some cool tools or a cool tool, and then we will use the rest of the money so we can ship things, so we can have a giveaway, so I can make more things. Because I really single pigmented, highly pigmented color with color numbers on very fluid, super matte, and pretty cool cover. Okay, yeah, that sounds like a cool thing. No, so when the meter is filled, I'm thinking using some of that money to pay for postage, because otherwise postage is the bane of me doing any giveaways. And I'd like to make things, and to be honest, I'm not super much into collecting things. And that means when I make things, I want to get rid of them, and sometimes I try to sell them, but I also would like to give some away to some lovely people, for example. And then we take the corresponding parts, and we shall put them on the big Chesterino thingy. And then we will paint the back dome thing back to metal colors everywhere, and they will do the decorate. Oh wait, wait, Pixel, wait. No, wait. Actually, you have this here. You don't have to. You don't have to wait. It's okay. Because this needs to go to like up here. Yeah, that's pretty much where I put the. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly where I sanded everything down. You're painting some shrooms today? Okay, that's in place. How about oh, feathered phoenix coming? Oh, 90, bringing the 19 people. Let's see if they get stuck in the loopity loop or the advertising. 29 fireflies, welcome in with the rest of the raiders. Let's have a go. Have a go, people. Fire chicken raid! Oh my God, the fire chicken is here! Watch out, people, you might get burned. But I'm guessing are might be stuck. Someone might be stuck by the advertising walls of Twitcherinos, or Twitch is being twitchy. So we're just waiting for some more signs of life in the chat. Otherwise, thank you for the raid. Hey, Wavy, welcome in. And there's the Feather Feedies raiding and running. Yeah. Oh yeah, go and eat. Go and eat. I'll just quickly let you have a quick look. I mean, I'm guessing you've seen the pictures on the Discord and stuff, but anyway. Welcome in. Thank you for the raid, Phoenix. I'll see you around for sure. And welcome in, Raiders. For those who haven't seen me before or talked to me in Phoenix chat, maybe, or somewhere else chat, I'm Pixel. And this is what I do. I build stuff. I am the maker of things. No, I'm the maker of. I don't know. It says something like we can actually check it out. Fixer of things and maker of stuff. That's what I wrote. Yeah. Memory. Is not always my strong suit though. So we're actually about to test this. If you have any questions, uh, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer questions about what I'm doing here. Above me, there's a show reel that rolls some pictures of things that I've done before. We're not only building props here, we're also doing miniatures and scenery and model making and generally building stuff. Maker of stuff. Yeah, it's gonna come back in after this competition is over. It's okay. The beard is gonna come back. It's not permanent. It's on vacation. It's on beard vacation. I'm gonna mute so I don't scramble everybody's head when I'm taking off the mic. Yeah, I miss the beard as well, so it's just one of those things that binds us together. Oh, that should be further up. New. Oh, are we? Yeah, okay. That's gonna be an issue. The shirt grabbed the, well, hook and loop part. That's, yeah, there we go. We might have to contact cement it in the end. Let's start on this side then and just try and get this into place. Go. And that's gonna be, oh, okay, and this is what I was afraid of a bit. But yeah, that can actually be made to work. Uh, and that means we get some movement when we bend it around. That's nice, that's nice. Needs to go a bit more forward maybe, but yeah, in general. Okay, so that works. That works. Let's look at that. That is pretty good actually. Should maybe. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm starting to really see how this is gonna come together now. But yeah, maybe we should do like a bit on the back. I wasn't gonna, but I think we're gonna have to. Oh, that's sliding around a bit. Yeah, we'll see if that hook and loop is gonna stay in place or if we're gonna have to glue it in with some tougher glue. Let's while we have while we are on a roll, so to speak. Uh, there we go. Yeah, that got caught on the. No, that didn't get caught on the magnet at all. The back. Where's the magnet? Where's the magnet? Come on, magnet. There we are. Are we there? Are we there yet? Did I put them on the wrong side? Maybe. Yeah, that looks like it's gonna fit a little bit better. Just trying to slide on. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Let's change the angle of the camera a bit so you can see it all. Oh man, yes. Oh, knocking things over in my excitement. Yeah, I am quite pleased with how this is looking. And then of course, I'm gonna go for, might have to move you all a bit backwards. There's a box in the way. But yeah, I really want to have a microphone on the costume now. Yeah, this is going somewhere now. I'm every time I see how far we're getting, it's getting better and better. Putting those off. Dr. Gordon Freeman would be proud. Thank you. Yeah, this is gonna be pretty cool. Oh, thanks for handling the shout outs there, Bone Shooter. That is appreciated. Yeah, shout everybody out that needs a shout out. And yeah, and some of the bending and stuff, it doesn't really matter. It looks more like there are like cracks and bumps in the. I was worried about this being bent too much, but I don't think it's gonna be a problem. Yeah, but the hook and loop on the inside here needs to get glued in better. New profile picture. Okay. What have you done? Ah, well, maybe not that one. I've been thinking about doing a new one with the mask on just because it's like the current thing. We'll see. We'll see. Let's take stuff off again. Here we go. Oh, there's a light here. It's red when it's muted. Things you learn. Okay, so let's move these out of the way because now these are done. And the shoulders, well, they have been done for a while. But yeah. Okay, I'm gonna, on Monday when I clean up here, I'm gonna clear off one of my movable tables and I'm just gonna put everything on that table because now we're getting to so many small parts that it's getting to be problematic to store them otherwise. And okay, so I think, well, we're gonna paint the backside. We're gonna fix the backside of this one, right? We need to fix this little spot and we need to dirty this down and do all the graphics. But I'm also gonna do some kind of a template. Yeah, I know it's tea break time as well. So yeah, this is gonna need some new paint because it has that nice little white spot from when it's been rested like this. And then this needs to be dirtied down like the rest. Then I need to figure out what I want to do because you see this part is like not so nice, and that's on purpose. I'm gonna build stuff here. This extra part and why it's welded like this has a story, and that story is basically he's hot wired because original originally studio subject 87 was powered by a small fission device. Oil weathering. What are we gonna oil weather? We're not oil weathering anything that I know. Takes too long for it to dry. I need to be able to put it on and off all the time. Oil weathering is for fancy stuff. So we're not doing any oily things as right now anyway. In your dreams we are, I understand. Well, at some point we are. Not on this project, I think, but at some point we're gonna go dive into the oils, especially with all the oil paints we have now. But yeah, around 4, which was like 13 minutes ago for me, I usually take a break, make some tea, and have a sandwich, and so I can keep going for a couple of more hours, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So if you wanna see more of Mr. Orange Subject 87, I will be back in 5 to 10 minutes or so, give or take. And yeah, tea time. Okay. That was about 9 minutes, I think, from turning on the screen to coming back. Good timing, Pixel. Well planned. All right. Hey. So, hmm yeah, painting and weathering on that back piece. I think we're gonna like leave that back piece until like the very end, in case we need to put it down somehow. And we're just gonna, I don't even have to have. I was gonna say put this thing on the table somewhere. Why don't I just put it on the chest piece? They're made to go there anyway, right? Where's the good pay? Well, the mask I can't, I guess. But otherwise, where should you store your things? Well, how about storing them exactly where they're supposed to be? How about that? Oh, that's the wrong side. And then we'll figure out our next step in the process of building things. Because this way I know that everything is where it should be, so I know where to find it if I need it. Here we go. And then I can have a look at it like this as well. I like it. I really like it. I really like that. Which is good because I'm the one who's gonna, I'm the one making it and stuff. And this needs to come with me home so I can measure things and like figure things out where I want the new battery packs. So I'm actually gonna go and put this on my bag right away. And I don't want to stand sanding the neck piece, otherwise that's a thing to do, because that needs to get some oil paint on it, and but just standing slowly sanding, because we have these parts, of course. I'm gonna see if I can't heat this up later and bend it, but you can see like these a lot of scratches. I want this to be smooth, and I will paint some oil paints over this, and we will make the, oh, we could start doing that again. That's a good plan. The cover piece, because I wanted, if you were here yesterday, you might remember me wanting to cover this whole section up with sort of a spine construction of some kind, and I've had some time to think about what I could do, and basically we could make a sort of a U shape, I guess, or like doing corners like that, because I want it to be flush on the edges, and then we'll have to, yeah. And if we're gonna actually cut this open and have a pretty wide bit, would that work well? So it's like hook and looped on both ends, and we don't have to have worry about, yeah. So how much of this is about to that line? So, because that means we can measure out to equal distance in the back. It is a bit like twisted. I don't like that. Don't like that. I think I might have to cut it more even. And if we don't like it, we just, oh, as I said before, we made a hat, right? But I want something on the neck to sort of protect that a little bit. Yeah, we were thinking about the arms, weren't we? That's what we were thinking about as well. The bottom, the lower part of the arm. Because I wasn't happy with how that looked when you put it on with the rest of the things. The upper arm, I'm feeling pretty okay with as it is. And then we just need to make a copy of it, basically. Just may use this to make a pattern and make a look-alike for the other side. Then I'm thinking, because my problem with this one as well, actually, a little bit, is that they're so flat. Nah, he just loves his one hat. He has like one hat. He's a one hat guy. He's like, foam hat? Oh my god, I should shoot you. He's kind of a violent dude, that's Indiana Jones, you know? Because for other things and stuff, I don't dislike this, but I don't like how smooth it doesn't fit in. Uh, so that's what I'm trying to figure out, how to make the arms fit in with the design aesthetics. And I guess we could put like, oh yeah, we could accentuate that part by gluing a part, yeah. And we can, because we're gonna do most of it orange. Let's just face it, it's gonna be a lot of orange as well. And then we have, let's see, oh there we go. A little piece to cover that. And then we have the biggest issue is of course fixing these thingies. We need some gloves and then we need to put stuff on top of that. So yeah. Pow, 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 pow. I should put up the other mirror later and then put this old thing on and take a picture of it. Actually, get some progress pictures of the things and the stuff and all the other things. Basically, I'm just thinking, because what I'm thinking, because I don't know if you can see, let's get this off them and I'll shove it in front of the camera. We have this panel line, so I'm thinking, because it goes basically parallel to this line, so we could put a thin piece of foam over this and like lift it out, get some depth. We could put, and then we can put like a round thingy here. Round thingies are always cool. Oh yeah, let's do a round thingy there, and then let's pop this out a bit. Okay, let's start there. And I'm also considering if I should do the arms similar, or because he's an escaped or lost or whatever subject. Poor old 87, you know. Okay, so that's wider there. Okay, let's put some tape on this and do a pattern. No, but he's lost and escaped or whatever, and so he he's not complete, is what I'm trying to get at. He might have odd and missing parts, depending on where in his story we are going to end up being. I mean, is he just escaped or freed or whatever we're gonna call it? Or has he been out for a year? No. What's where in the timeline are we? Because if he's, I mean, he might not be. He might just be hiding and not knowing who he is and being confused. And people, he might help people, and they might have helped him. Somebody rigged him up to be able to recharge, for example. Because that recharge box on the back there is not standard, not the standard issue one. So he could have like a totally. I mean, is cybernetics common? Is this like Alita Battle Angel? Is cybernetics common? Because if it is, he could have like different types of cybernetics. Or is it just still super expensive high grade military stuff and, you know, super rich 1%ers that can buy the cybernetics? I think we'll make it a little bit bigger so it covers this line. We'll just use that line as a mark where we want to, so we don't have to be we don't have to hit the line all the time with the tape. We're just gonna make a tape pattern, and then we're gonna cut out a piece and get that on there. So I like the idea to have this in the raised portion. So it's not just like a band, it's actually got some interesting, it's not just long straight lines. There's something to pique our interest when we look at it. But yeah, basically that. Grab our pen. Let's see, where are we? Okay, we can just do that, I guess. Then we can cut a little bit. And we can follow these lines. Then we can cut outside these lines. Oh, 29 fireflies followed. Was that while I was on a break? Thank you for the follow. I don't know if I said thank you, thank you. So I'll say that now. Thank you very much. See, I miss things. Sometimes you just miss it. Maybe it shouldn't go. Yeah, let's go all the way around. Let's go all the way around. And let's hope it's gonna be a nice straight line around. Now I just want to make foam hats. Stupid pixel. Making foam hat thingies. Because I don't know. Because I don't want to waste materials by doing stuff just because doing it, you know? Oh, that's super wonky. That's way off. Okay, we're gonna need to figure out a better way to do this. Well, the plan was to do all the LED thingies today in the mask, but since the battery holder doesn't really work out so well, I guess we could just put in the LED strips. We could do the LED strip, like the plastic bit, and like make everything ready for the real battery holder, so to speak. Because I wasn't really planning. I have not thought about this so much, so I was kind of making it up as we went along there a bit. And this is why I need that table I was talking about to put everything on, because I have no idea where the mask went now. Hello, little mask. Oh, there's my other tin snip, however, that we were looking for earlier. Oh, wait, I put it on my bag because I was going to take it home. Silly pixel. You know exactly where you put it. Silly little pixel. Here we go. Okay. So the idea right now, I need these batteries. I had a loose battery somewhere. Oh, there we go. I found the batteries. Because the plan would be then to put a line into the foam like that, and when it lights up you get this shiny pretty effect, and when it's not, it's just not. And that would go on the underside here. The question is, why would there be lighter? Well, it would look cool, I guess, but why? Because the other idea is still to put one of these strips. Can we just tape this on here maybe for now? So we don't have to hold on to the battery so much. That will work. We've done that before, Pixel. So that should work. And then the plan will be to have this to be like, sort of like, trying to get this to sit slightly straight. So you can see that line there. Well, two lines actually from the lights. That's the one of the ideas. The question is, will it be good if just one of the eyes and one eye on each side light up, or do I have to put more lights in? Or do we want to do something like this? And to be 100% honest with you, I don't know. I haven't thought about this until today for this build at all, because it was just always going to be a light in one of the eyes. So, what do you think? What do you people watching this right now think? Light in the eyes or lights in like a strip or a line underneath here? That is the question of today. I also have to quit streaming fairly early because I need to make a new battery holder, because this battery holder that I didn't really work out. It didn't fit as well as I would have hoped it would be. So it's gonna have to be remade. Let's unscrew that. So nobody has an opinion about glowy eyes or glowy lines then. I understand. That's okay. You don't have to. It is okay. Yeah, this should be taller and it should be, yeah, that didn't really work. Yeah, I know. That's my problem too, Wavy. I'm like, both. But not at this. I don't want both at the same time because I don't want it to look like a rave party in my face. Kind of want to paint. Yeah, but I don't want line and lights there because I don't want both at the same time. Both are good, but both at the same time, not so good. So yeah, that's where we are at in the moment with our thinkings and philosophies. I'm I'm having thoughts. We also have a like a Christmas decorative thingy for a bunch of with like 10 LEDs. We can put LEDs like everywhere in the end, but we're not gonna go too overboard. Where did I put the plastic then? Where is my plastic sheet? I need to. I'll get a new one, I think, instead of trying to find something. So, if I cut out, maybe we should draw some lines. This is where I draw the line. Uh, draw some lines. So I'm thinking if I cut out. Wait, we don't have to. Oh yeah, because we're gonna use the circle cutter for that anyway. Actually, what's the smallest we can go? We can go to like 12-ish. That sounds good. Okay, okay. It's hard to make this do a nice round circle because I'm thinking if we put like around with, because if you score the plastic, if you haven't seen this before, if you score the plastic, that area will sort of light up. I want to see. Maybe we could make like a round line that shows up instead of straight lines to the eyes. Maybe that's what it's. That might be the one thing that bothers me, I suppose, a little bit. So let's try and get this protective plastic off. You lurky lurk and you do the things. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not gonna go longer than to 6 o'clock I think today, which is in an hour and 13 minutes. Because I need to make the. So I got the new battery holder working before Monday. Tomorrow, of course, these Easter things. Oh yeah, because it doesn't catch that. It catches these bigger lines. So the idea was if we. Well, this is going to require some serious precision cutting though to make it properly work at all. But let's try it. It's what we call a proof of concept. Because you can see you can get the whole line around to shine up a little bit. And I'm just considering how that could possibly look back here. Or we put some shiny LEDs because I've learned a trick. I have learned another trick to diffuse LED lights, and that's to take your little Dremel or whatever. Just be careful, because if you go too far, you're gonna get into the lighty parts, and then you're gonna break it. But what this does is it because LEDs are basically dome shaped because they are supposed to. It's like a lens out here that makes the light brighter. So if we sand that down, get a flat surface instead, it doesn't produce the same strength of light. So then we can actually just put a light in here. I don't know if these eyes were the best choice for planning on putting LEDs in though. Still very bright in my opinion. Funny how it doesn't read so blue through the glass on the camera. For me it's super blue. 'Cause I don't want still a bit too. I wonder if we can what happens if we take a piece of this plastic then and we scuff that up. Since the plans for today sort of failed, I'm just making making it up as I go along a little bit now, so bear with me a bit and we'll see if we get somewhere. Here we go. That should diffuse it quite a lot. You can go like this, and the further back you can put it from the plastic, the more diffusion you get. But you also see all the scratches, so that's a bit boring. You could put it like a little bit away from. Uh, Experimenting time. Let's we don't have to make it round, but we can make sure it fits within the circle of the lens. And then we put on a oh, kind of generous scoop of hot glue. And then we stick this into the hot glue, but just barely. Oh god, I'm gonna have to stand like this for a while now. I should have waited until the glue is started to set a bit maybe. Because this way we get some diffusion from the glue, and we also get the LED a little bit away. We get the LED away from the flat plastic bit, basically. Because if this is the way to go, we can just take some of this PVC pipe and make a ring on the inside and put it on the inside, and this is where you want like a cooling spray or like a so you can just and this cools down instantly. Ooh, the glue edges are actually shine like okay, you can't really see that, but the edges of the glue. Mm, that is interesting. Still very shiny and bright, but not exactly what I want. Need a thicker diffusing thingy. Okay, because yeah, the edge of the glue actually also catches the light just like the edge of the plastic, obviously. But so it shows the outline. You can't. Yeah, you can make it out. You can see there's a big white blob, light blob in the middle. So that's the like actual glue blob lighting up. So what happens if we put some super glue on this? Because super glue has a tendency to fog up plastics, right? Especially the quicker super glues. We should probably get some of that if we're going to try that. But there's still like a shiny point in the middle when you look at it, and I don't like that. So I don't think this is going to be, that's going to be the way anyway. Let's just carefully remove the LED out of the glue bits. Okay. So where do we put the lights on you? There was such a plan, and then I started to think about it, and now I'm just confused. Because I don't want to change the design of the mask. I mean, I could make more than one mask if I wanted to, I guess, because they're pretty quick to do. But for now, this is the mask. The original idea was like more of a lenses that could move, but time. Then I wanted them to be able to move, and then time said, no, that's not how we're gonna do things. So when I look at this, where do I want it to glow? Kind of want it to not glow in the eye at the same time as I want it. Blah! Confusion. So now I'm just curious. Now we're just going into ultra experimental mode here. Take some hot glue and we flatten it out. And what happens if we do lines in the hot glue? How will that affect whatever is going to go on with the light? From the side, it doesn't affect the hot glue as much. Yeah, because you want it like a couple of centimeters behind, almost. The problem is that the lenses for these are in the back and not in the front. Maybe that is my problem. Maybe this needs to have the plastic lens, the lenses, near the front edge. And the only way I could do that reliably would be to use a bigger plastic pipe and then have this plastic pipe inside. And that means remaking the mask, and we're not really into that right now. No, so I'm still sort of rooting for this idea, lighting up a line, because I think it looks neat, basically, like under there. Should probably paint this like orange just to see how it actually looks. Yeah, 5 o'clock. It's been 3 hours. Usually I do 4 or 5 hour streams, but I think actually today we're quitting early. Well, earlier than the normal time. So I think we are going to quit right now because I'm not getting anywhere. I'm just thinking in circles right now. We did get a bunch done. We literally fixed up the whole chest piece. There's some painting, but I'm gonna be doing that painting nearer the end when we're going through everything and doing final touches and stuff. I have some extra paint on one of the shoulder pads here though. There we go. So I'm not unhappy with spending 3 hours and getting so much done, because yeah, that is a really good looking piece. So that means I should go and have a look at who else is online, because I think it's time to wander on, basically. All right, uh, that was a. Let's have a look where he is and how long he's been streaming. Just 1 hour, so he'll probably be on for a bit more. Well, I don't know if you know this, some of you do, some of you might not, but the man responsible for me doing this at all is Mr. Hut over at Hut Armories. We have raided him before, and we are going to raid him again. Armory, yeah. Wait, yeah, we're ending the stream like an hour early. Uh, you were I understand. Yeah, we're ending the stream because I was just starting to think in circles, so there's no point in keeping on going. We have fixed the armor bits on the chest piece, and it looks amazing. So we have done our fair amount today, and I still need to go home early anyway because I need to fix a battery holder that actually works like it should. So I wasn't gonna be on for more than an hour at most from this anyway. So we are going to see Mr. Hut. Is what we are doing. Yep. Snaps is already on the bag, so I don't forget them. And the mask is here. Thank you for that. And I also bring this little thing home. And yeah, Hut Armories is the one who said, hey, you should be into this contest. And now I am, apparently. So thank you everybody for the day. Sorry if we are cutting it a bit short, but I'll see you on Thursday again when we're gonna do. Well, we'll see how much progress I make off stream. So keep your eyes and ears open.